All right, welcome back. We're going to name this something like a powerful unction with a remnant perspective. Powerful unction for a remnant perspective. Let's get into it. This is in response to Mr. John Rogers' message originally. And John, we love you, man. Okay, I know, and I apologize for it. I get snarky at times. I get a little snarky, so please forgive me for that, okay? But when it comes to the doctrine, we are very serious. Very, very, very serious. And in response to your last communique, will not trouble you further, Scott. Wishing you the peace of God. Bye. Okay, I understand that, John. I understand that. Sometimes, if you remember back, John, and this is a public forum, so what we share here is for the benefit of all. Basically, that's how that works. That's how we perceive things. So when we share this, it's a family affair, is how we look at it. It's very family-oriented, the Remnant Perspective, because it has to do with the humanity of God. God is not a racist. God is not a racist based on your skin or your flesh. Now, the six-pointed star people, they are racist. And by extension, the people who support the six-pointed star people, the Jewish supremacists per se, are racist as well, because it's based on a person's flesh that they gauge the chosenness of their situation. But God is no respecter of persons. He is no respecter. This is a new way to look at it, the way it should be looked at, because God does not relate to the respecter of persons based on their physical lineage, because they're all the same. That was the beautiful, get this now, get this in your spirit, the beautiful melding and amalgamation. This is a good melding and amalgamation, not quite the ad hoc mixture or admixture that you find with George Frederick Hegel. The thesis, antithesis melds into the synthesis, or with what the Lord said in 3:15 of Revelation about the cold, the hot, and the lukewarm. Now, this is a respecter. We're getting off on a little tangent here, bear with us. We're talking about a respecter, not a respecter of persons based on their skin or their flesh. You have to admit, it puts a whole new picture on it. And that's the world system, because the world system goes by, what do you think, how do you feel, what's your opinion, / bad doctrine. So when you say, John, will not trouble you further, Scott, wishing you the peace of God, I'm just going to read what I put, because this encapsulates the whole conundrum, if you will. The only thing, this is our response, the only thing that deeply troubles me, John, is your fallacious bad doctrine. Did you watch the whole video? Remember we said in the video, if you watch the whole video, please let us know. Please let me know. At least give me the common professional courtesy to know that you saw the whole video. Because if you think you know that everything that we talk about, but stop 2 minutes into the video, but it's what we are saying that is reflected from the word that we're giving a testament to, a testimony. Okay. The only thing, again, that troubles me, John, is your fallacious bad doctrine. Did you watch the whole video? Who confirmed? This is the absolute question of questions when it comes to having a person see the truth of the matter, is a good way to put it. Who confirms the covenant? Not peace treaty. We're not talking about a peace treaty that the 7-year dispensational pre-trib rapture enthusiast heretics talk about all the time with their rebuilding of the third temple and their perfect red heifers. No, we're not talking about that. Who confirms the covenant in their own blood? But who confirms the covenant between God and man, between the Old Testament and the New Testament, between the Old Covenant and the New Covenant, and they're both synonymous with the seamless robe transition. It's what we call the seamless robe transfer of wealth. This is eternal wealth we're talking about. This isn't a 401k plan or the derivatives market or any of that kind of nonsense. No, this is the real wealth. And the point we're making is this. It went from the Old Testament and or the Old Covenant, seamless robe transfer, which are synonymous, Old Testament, Old Covenant, seamless robe transfer into the New Covenant and or the New Testament, which again are synonymous, are one and the same meaning. And that was Jesus Christ who performed that miracle. Now, let's get to, because this goes into a whole lot of ripple effect, if you will, and that's where the unction came in. That's where the unction came in. And the only thing that deeply troubles me, John, is your fallacious bad doctrine. Did you watch the whole video? Who confirms the covenant, not peace treaty of Daniel chapter 9? If you are a true and blue 7-year dispensational pre-trib rapture adherent, albeit the fact that it's bad doctrine, we already know what you're going to say, John. We just want to hear it right out of your mouth. Because, again, and we published this video with with respect to how people are. I came from 42 years ago from the Roman Catholic ecclesiastical institution, church-wise. They are some of the most sincere, so-called holy, and loving people around. But they have bad doctrine. John, listen to me, please. They have bad doctrine. And it's the same way with their counterparts. And this also mimics the beast that rises up out of the earth, the so-called false prophet, who is not anthropomorphized either, in contrast to the physical Antichrist, your physical Antichrist. But it had two horns, just like the mother, harlot, that rides the beast. And she has many daughters with her. Are we starting to get a picture of the picture on this? The beast looking like a lamb rises up out of the earth in chapter 13 of Revelation, having two horns, speaking like a dragon. So you can, the point being is that you can take all of this stuff and you can look at it and be some of the most, because if it feels good, do it. If everybody else is doing it, do it. The principle is called strength in numbers and or dialogue to consensus. What do you think? How do you feel? What's your opinion? And or false doctrine. It's the way of the world. And it was predicted to go this way that we're now experiencing. It was predicted. So here's the salient point of salient points to this video. Is the unction that came in was when you take the whole, what the Lord said about He is the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to Him but through the Father. So if you take that same truth, that and Jesus Christ are synonymous. That's why we make the comparison with the thesis. The antithesis equals the synthesis. And that's why it says that we're enjoined. That was from Frederick Hegel. We're enjoined, highly encouraged is what that word means, over in 3:15 of Revelation. What the Lord admonishes us with is that we should either be cold or hot, because He can work with either one of them. But since you're lukewarm, since you've blended that feeling, the love and the sincerity that you possess, it still doesn't negate or vitiate. Those are big words. It still does not lessen the fact, negate or vitiate the fact, the bona fide fact that you have bad doctrine. Because we're talking about the man of sin, son of perdition, that this even pertains to in Thessalonians chapter 2. It's the same principle, because we're talking about the eternal truth of the matter. We're talking about the eternal truth of the matter. This also runs into parallelisms and corollaries with the whole aspect of the man of sin, son of perdition, and or the mystery of iniquity that we find. Because if you have that non-truth, that non-thesis truth, that amalgamated truth, that synthesis truth, that lukewarm truth of bad doctrine sitting in your temple claiming to be the truth, how is that not equatable to claiming that they are God, like it says in Thessalonians chapter 2? Or like the Lord said, when you see the abomination of desolation sitting, because know ye not that ye are the temple of the living God? Know ye not? Because when you have that non-truth, that non-thesis, heretical, amalgamated truth sitting in your temple, claiming to be the truth, because Jesus Christ said He is the way, the truth, and the life. Truth and Jesus Christ are one and the same. When you have that amalgamation, that ad hoc mixture, that blending of the lukewarm, of the hot and the cold, and or the thesis comes up, or the antithesis in place of, or diminishing the finished work of Jesus Christ on the cross, coming up and butting heads with the thesis that produces the amalgamation, the unholy situation of the synthesis, you got problems. And that's why we ask the question, who confirms that covenant? We say, the few of us say, it was Jesus, it was, is, and forever shall be Jesus Christ. That's what we say. But you're saying that's the opposite of Jesus Christ. That is bad doctrine. John, that will get your soul in trouble. John, so please understand that, John. Everybody else out there, stay remnant. I love you guys. We'll talk soon.